Assassin's Creed Odyssey is an epic odyssey for a legendary Greek mercenary set in ancient Greece in 431 BC, the oldest time period Assassin's Creed has ever gone to. And we're setting out to allow players to really make history their playground. We've focused a lot on choice and on bringing options to the player in their gameplay, in their play style, and in the story as well.
We really wanted to change the way we tell narrative, the way we tell stories in Assassin's Creed. So it is the introduction of dialogues and choices through dialogues.
Alexios, what do you think we should do?
Kira's right. Taking them head on would be suicide.
We want you to have a thinking game when you're playing the game, when you're doing the action parts, but as well when you're listening to story, because you're not just listening now, you are interacting. So your decisions will have an impact on the stories, will influence characters, will build relationships. It is really the transformation of Assassin's Creed into a Greek epic tragedy RPG.
There's certain choices that we've allowed the player to make that have huge impacts on the story, and then there's smaller ones that might have smaller impacts. But it's all about letting the player role play, letting them inhabit this character and push the story in the direction that they want to push it in.
By giving them a choice between two characters, the goal was to really make sure that they can identify to their character and to really make sure that I feel I'm involved with the game. I feel through this character I can recognize myself a little bit more, and that's what we wanted to do.
You fight well. Spartan?
I was, but that was a long time ago.
The Peloponnesian War is the backdrop for our game. This is a 30 years war between Sparta and Athens. Throughout this period, they were constantly battling each other, fighting with territory changing sides constantly. Your story is about reuniting your family and punishing the ones that broke your family apart in the first place.
For us, telling the story of the origins of chaos versus order made a lot of sense in ancient Greece because it was a tipping point in history where a world that we thought was driven by the gods met a world that saw the birth of modern medicine, philosophy. So it was a contrasting world. When do you have the opportunity in a game of actually interacting with Socrates and he actually questions your moral choices?
Our choices are like ripples on water. They seem tiny and insignificant at the beginning, but they can become devastating tidal waves by the time they run their course.
Because we are introducing the concept of choice, and people were discussing ideas at that time, like what it is to be good, what is it to be honest, what is the concept of justice, and they were discussing that, and they were having dialogues, which was perfect for us because that's what we were introducing. So it was a match made in heaven for what we're doing.
Not sure if you're brave or just mad.
The Adrestia and I have faced greater challenges than a few Athenian ships.
One of my, favorite Assassin's Creed titles was, of course, Black Flag. I loved the naval combat, so I was really excited to be working on a project that had brought that back.
It's really about creating opportunities with the weapons that you have at hand. You have your archers that can shoot either normal arrows or fire arrows. What's really rewarding for me as a player is when I'm able to sink a ship. You can either decide to board it or finish it, and then sometimes you'll get the sharks coming in. And you can also really time your attack in order, if you complete it in a very efficient way, you can actually cleave a ship in two.
We've worked on this game for the last 3 years. We put a lot of effort. We like to say we put our blood, sweat, and tears into this. I didn't bleed, but maybe I cried one night somewhere.
I'm super excited for our fans to get hands-on at E3 this year, and I'm also super excited for the game to come out on October 5th of this year, and I think fans are going to really love it.